We all have these. To me, it's a tattoo of 11. And the Lord of Lords, and then Kingdom Come. I mean, yeah, there's a few homes and stuff. We have insurance for that. But think about all the animals, all the insects that are dying from these forest fires. You know, there's ants that's crawling into homes. There's more flies that's going into homes because they can't stand the heat out there. That is not normal, guys. This is not normal. I believe that there's God's trying to tell us something. And, you know, we don't know what's going to really happen in our lives, in our death. But I like to believe that we need to start insuring our souls. We insure everything else. We insure our houses. We insure our cars. We even insure our lives to take care of our families and stuff. We have earthquake insurance. We have flood insurance. But we don't have insurance for our own souls. In order to get that, you need to believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ will insure your soul for you. And he says to believe, and he will take care of he will take care of you. And I like to think of when I was going back and forth with the courts there in Korea. I didn't know, you know, what the laws were and all that, and I had a lawyer there, and the lawyer, of all things, he just said, "John, just say that you don't speak Korean, that you misunderstood, you know, how they spoke with you or whatever." And I was like, "Man, what are you talking about? Like there was a translator every time I was there with somebody. There was always a translator there." But he's like, "No, just do as I say, and you'll be out of here, and I'll get you home." I was like, "Man, like this guy's like nuts. Like there's no way I'm gonna go home just by saying that I speak Korean or whatever, or that I don't speak Korean." But sure enough, that's what it really took. Like they finally said, "Okay, John, you can go home, but you know, you just got to get on the next flight out or whatever." And I was like, "Sure, like I'm done." But man, the lawyer, the attorney, he was absolutely right. And it was like he he knows the laws, he knows what's going on, and he got me out of something that I thought that I had more control over. And I think that's what we see in Jesus Christ, that he is willing to be our attorney, and he's willing to be our lawyer, and he's willing to represent us. And when we die and we go to court, we're gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought just being good was good enough. Oh, I didn't know everything in the Bible. There's so many rules in here." And you know, I still don't know. You know, I'm still trying my best every day. But I believe that Jesus Christ would be our lawyer, and he's gonna say, "You know what, God, I knew him. He's the one. He's the one. Yes, he messed up here, but he just didn't know. He didn't know. There's just so many things." And he's gonna represent us, and he's gonna say, "Hey, you know what? Let him pass through." He finally discovered the 11s. He wanted to share this with the rest of the world. He tried to share it with whoever he could. If it wasn't for that, he still just shined his love. He just shined himself with the rest of the world. And I think that's it. I think so many of us just are just so afraid of the Bible as being a judgment book. And instead, we got to try to read the Bible as a loving book and as a love story. Think of it as a love story when you read this, you know? Like God is trying to tell us how to be brave and how to be on your own, and know that Jesus Christ is always by your side, and they're always rooting for us, you know? And I hope that someday that we can stand up as one nation under God in America here, because that's what we were found on. We had 55 founding fathers. 51 of them were Christian, and I think we need to come back to that and realize how important that was. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but for now, I think that's what I like to share. I think did I touch base on everything. I currently live in the San Fernando Valley. San Fernando has 11 letters in it too, and I want to start something here. I'm thinking about maybe opening up a club or something, or like a lounge area for kids to dance, and a place for people to have a good time, young and old. possibly no alcohol, and just enjoy music, because I think that is the place where we can maybe find a happy medium in everything that we do. If I can maybe get a YouTuber on board with me, that'd be great. I went all the way to Casey Neistat's office at 368 in New York to try to get his attention. He didn't quite get it. I couldn't meet him, but I met some really incredible people while I was out there, really nice people. Christina was helping me look for some some property out there, so it's awesome. I was able to kind of get a better feel of New York. I think though I might start here in LA and then take it over to New York and different states and different cities if it's successful, obviously. And yeah, and I guess I'm gonna end with John chapter 21 verse 15, and it says, feed my lambs. It's 11 letters in that too, and I think God wants me to share this to any of those atheist people out there, anybody that is maybe lonely or lost. Don't forget that God is always watching. God is always concerned about you. He cares about you. He loves you guys. And the tattoos are literally in our hands. Like he's branded you, and he wants to keep you close. Anytime you feel like you can get a Bible, if you need to find a Bible, shoot me an email or something. I can see if I can get something out to you. If this could be shared with whoever else is on YouTube. I love watching Ray Comfort in Orange County from Living Waters, doing his or sharing the word out in the street, out on the beach out there. Francis Chan, great minister or pastor in Northern California. I think he had a big mega church and he closed it down because he felt like he wasn't really doing what God intended. And pastor, if you can share this, it'd be great. I don't know if this is revolutionary to you, but I think it is to me, because I feel like this is something that everyone should know by now. Ken Ham, I hope to hear from you someday. Awesome thing that you're doing, building Noah's Ark. I don't know how you even got the idea of it and all that, but I think God really wants us to change, and there's a good movement going on here. I think there's so many people turning Christian right now. I even hear like MS-13 gangsters in Mexico are turning Christians, turning away from the ex-gangster lifestyle. These guys got tats all over their faces and stuff, but they turning to the Lord right now because they know that hell is here and hell does exist, and they want to move on from this lifestyle. And we know that this can't be just it. You are not just one lucky person, okay? God kept you alive for a reason. I mean, there's like 5-year-olds in India that gets raped and then murdered. And do you really think that those rapists and all those people are not gonna get judged? And do you really believe that those people are gonna go to heaven with you? And I like to believe that child is in heaven, and I like to believe that, that I'm not just a lucky guy that wasn't that child, because I think any one of us could have been that person, and God spared us for a reason, okay? And we know Jesus is alive, and I think that the rapture is pretty much already happened. I mean, all the Christians are waiting for the rapture. But look at all the Christians out there. They're the happiest guys I see in the street sometimes. I was talking to someone at the DMV. I was like, why are you so excited, girl? What's going on? And she's telling me how she's Christian and she's just waiting for the Lord to come. And you know what? We're the most happiest guys out on the road, out in the street out there, from what I see, from my perspective. When I see my Pastor Justice that I go to, the church here at Freedom Church, he's the most happiest guy. And he's like, we know that we've already been raptured, And we're just trying to share that love. And we're just trying to share that happiness with everybody else. And I feel like if we can keep doing this and we can share this, we can turn this world into a better place. I don't know how much of this video I'm gonna edit, but you know, I'd love it if who's the other guy? Steve Colatoni. I think he's a pastor in Australia. I hope he could maybe hear this and tell me what he thinks. Rick Warren, thank you for an awesome book that you wrote, and I hear you. I feel like I want to meet you. I know you're in Orange County. I should probably come visit your church. And yeah, you inspired me to start writing, and I'm typing away as much as I can. And I want you guys to remember this. This is in the book of Revelation. They talk about in Revelation chapter 20 verse 4. They talk about the image of the beast, and they say the image of the beast is going to be in our foreheads and in our hands, in our foreheads and in our hands. And tell me, this image of the beast, isn't this always on this? It's the apple, the Adam and Eve apple that was bitten, huh? And it's always in our foreheads, or it's always in our hands. Well, now it's pretty much in everyone's hands because everyone's on Bluetooth and stuff. And I tell you, this could slowly kill us all, because no one's gonna start caring for each other. No one's gonna have compassion for each other, and everyone's gonna think like they're all going to heaven just because they're good. And that's what I thought. I thought being good was going to take me to heaven, and that's not true. And we have to believe in Jesus Christ, the first guy that took his life, that sacrificed for all of us, the guy that Martin Luther King put first on a pedestal, the guy that Abraham Lincoln put on a pedestal. And it's because of him that we are here and that we are given this chance, and we as Americans can be the first example for all nations to recognize and to be like, hey, we believe in one God, and we can turn this world into a better place, a better future for our kids, for a better place for our kids to live in. And if we can do that, I think Europe will catch on, and I think Asia would catch on, and we can lower our suicide rates, and we can figure out all the problems that we've been having in our schools. I need to just mention this, but yeah, I mean, the parent, this is for all the parents and the students of Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, on February 14th, 2018. That happened when I was in jail. Actually, 17 deaths, 17 injuries, and that one 19-year-old shooter. I like to think that maybe he really was demon possessed, and that he just did something horrendous. But you know, God wanted us to all see this and see, hey, I exist. Hey, we need to pray. Hey, we need to come together. Hey, this is a wake-up call for us all, because now the kids are killing kids. That's got to be like the worst of the worst. And the same thing that happened in Santa Fe, again, for all the students and the parents out there in Houston, I pray for you guys. 10 deaths, a 17-year-old shooter, 10 injured, and I hope all those parents can still have faith and still believe. And I think if anything, it brings more people to the faith, just like 9/11 did. And you know, 2 prominent people died when I was in jail. Billy Graham on February 21st, 2018, 99 years old. And I think he said that, I'm reading his book here right now, and I think he said that he reached over 200 million people while he was traveling and going all around the world. So he went out to spread the word for the 99, you know. And then he dies at the age of 99. I think God kept him alive for such a long time, for such a long reason, for such a good reason. But thank you, Billy Graham, for all that you've done. And Stephen Hawking died. Stephen Hawking, real intelligent guy. And then also Charles Lazarus. I think he was one of the founders of Toys R Us. And he and it's kind of sad to see all those stores closed down when I came back. 94-year-old man on March 22nd, 2018. Yeah, I hope someday maybe I can